Good morning and sliding in afternoon. I was just checking out that camera because I was not sure if it was working or not. We do have a new camera, but it'll be installed this afternoon. Whoop whoop. But meanwhile, I'm like double checking everything, right? So it's Wednesday, half the week is over, weekend's closer, and this Nana and this Judy Allen here in San Antonio, Texas, is still working on retreat stuff, right? And I will be all the way up until it goes into the mail next week because it's not just about, right, getting the cards cut. The cards are designed, but then you have to prep everything, right? Cut cardstock, DSP paper, embossing, die cutting, whatever, right? Because we do it all so that when we're together for the retreat, that all you have to do is just get here together and do the stamping, right? So that's busy. And then I have pillow gifts, right? So there you go. Save them to last, but anyway, it's okay. I already have them, and I just have to put them all together for all the people that are coming, right? So we have 2 spots open, right? So if you're interested, you need to register today because Friday is the cutoff, all right? Because I have to get packages out in the mail on the 10th. So there you go. With that, let's go down the hands and let's do this because this one here, I'm going to show you what I made the other day using the paper pumpkin as a paper pumpkin alternative. But the thing is I'm sending out 2 gifts, surprise gifts, so I have to have 2, a brother and a sister, all right? So I'm making one for the girl today. Whoop, whoop. All right, let's go down the hands and let's do this. Yeah, we're going to be using this. I'm not sure if we're going to use the paper or not. I have it there because I need to do something on the inside. So his is a little bit different, so let me show you what I did with his. Here's what I did with his. All right, so this is the outside. This is my paper pumpkin alternative. So if you're one of my paper pumpkin subscribers, you will get the tutorial for this. And so this is what I did on the outside, and I just knocked a little peppermint off. Okay, and this is what I did on the inside because somebody's getting a gift, right? And then I've got in here, so you can't read the letter, but so there. So actually I added this because I got this yesterday. The money was already there, right? But I know they have their special places they like to go to. And he likes to always get a blue frozen drink and some other things. She'll go about anything, right? The little one's the pickier one. He's 4 going on 5. She's 8, soon to be 9. So there you go. All right, so let's make her one, right? Because we're doing this outside of Christmas, right? So many times the gingerbread man is associated with Christmas, but it's very cute beyond Christmas too. Let me dump all this out because I always like choices, right? I always like choices, and so I gave us different choices on colors. Some we can't, something we have to do, right? So, and I also brought this because for her, she loves pink and she loves blue. This is from the Traditions of Christmas, but you know what? It's like we really don't have the pink glitter paper, and we don't really have the light blue, icy blue like this. So I call this the icy blue. So I'm gonna use it, and we got this one right here, right? This looks like I can't tell. It's either I don't know if I consider it crumb cake or what. Let's see if it tells me on here. It doesn't. I'd have to look online. I'm not sure what color that is, but it's a pretty color, and it'll go with just about anything. All right. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and get some bases done here. And yes, if you put comments out there, I would appreciate know you're out there, right? So I actually created our own stuff, right? So sometimes we can't find the things we need. We can go and create it ourselves. So if you look at this here, I didn't want to do hers in brown, right? His is in brown, that was paper. I didn't have that in pink. So I went ahead and I just took some embossing folder. So this one is the Forever Plaid, just so I can give it some texture, right? So I'm just going to put this on here with glue. And I will tell you, lots of times I do. So if I'm using a 3D embossing folder, and it's especially like this one because it's 3D and it's heavy, I go ahead and use glue because see all the dents in there and all. The 3D really does get really in there. So I just go ahead and use some glue. And you just have to watch out too, right, on the paper that you use, because when you sit there and emboss, it's gonna weaken the paper a little bit, right? So anytime you bend the paper, we do anything like that, it's gonna sit there and weaken the paper just a little bit. All right, so this is pretty in pink cardstock, in case you're wondering. It's just a light pink. And so I know she likes blue and she likes pink. Those princesses like that blue and pink. Alright, so I did the gingerbread already. So I did it just like I did his. I stamped it here and I stamped it on this side here. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go ahead and put the eyes on now because it's easier. So hers, I can either do like this or I can do the wink. So I'm going to do the wink. Wink is fun. So actually, the reason why people are getting stuff right now is she just finished reading a whole series of books. Forget that. I think there's like 8 books in this series, and she finished it. And so we're sending her. It's a set of books we've already read. So we try to read stuff the grandkids read, or our children read, right? Especially when they were younger. So she finished it, and she got accepted into a gifted art program. So we just want to send her a little something, right, for all of her efforts and everything she does. So that's what we're doing. Now, the reason why the younger one, the little boy, Winston, is getting his is because Papa Bear says if we send her something, we have to send him something. So we are going to congratulate him on how well he is doing. So this is more like a congratulation gift type thing, right? So congratulating him on his numbers, doing his numbers and doing real well with his numbers and ABCs, and the fact that he is really a big accomplishment trying new foods. Whether he likes the new food or not, it doesn't matter. The fact is that he is trying it. Okay, that's the main thing. All right, so that's why this is all happening now, because the accomplishments happened just now. So what I've done here is I've cut the hat out of this here, and then I also was trying to think what I did with my little textured ones. I'm not seeing what I did with my little textured ones, as I dumped it all out. Okay, this one's textured. All right, so what I was going to do with this is, so I did texture this, and I textured this with this leaves here. Now, I had done, his looks like this. So I didn't have that in pink, right? So I'm just creating. So you can go and create your own look, right? So see how his looks like this right here? Okay, I didn't have paper like that in pink. So that's why I went ahead and I created the texture here. And I also created the texture on the scarf. Now, you look at it and you're going, well, it's not the color. Well, it's not the right color yet. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a wash on this. And we just did this in the club. We just did the Charming Day Club, my adventure club, last week. And so we just did a lot of wash. And I don't have my painter with me. Usually I use my painter, and I would have, except I forgot it. So what we're going to do is a little bit different. We're going to take, which is fine. This is perfect, because that was one thing I was trying to think is where am I going to get all this glitter that I need. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to see if I find a sample here. I'll put it on something else. I'm just going to take my glitter brush, and you're going to really have to wash this out afterwards. Let's see here. I'm going to just use my little Post-it note thing here. My little. So you can see here. Now, so the thing is, you're going to have to get a lot of liquid in here, just as if you would your painter. I'm getting it in there because I want it to be really in there. So we can actually dilute it some, as you can see. Winnie the Pooh will never be the same here, or Piglet here. Alright, so see, I can get that lighter by just putting the glitter in there and so forth and all. So, I mean, there's a couple of ways we could do this, right? If I didn't have it, I could sit there and do this, or I could do it with a blender pan. But I'm just going to stick with this right here. Alright? So all we're going to do is we're going to take this here. I'm just going to put it on the block. It's just as easy to put a block here. And I'm just going to put this wash on it, okay? So we will get different looks, and that's what I was really looking for, right? So we got liquid. It's just a clear liquid. It's not. But I'm going to add more if I want to. Because really it's all about diluting, right? It's really what when you're putting a wash on, you're just taking a color and diluting it down. Now, the other thing I reminded myself too as I was doing this and I was getting everything together, it's like, okay, when I originally did this last week, when we did this, we actually did this on the Fluid 100 paper, right? So designed for it's water paper, watercolor paper. So that was one thing I was thinking about too. It's like, well, you know, you did that last week. So the other thing I was thinking too that you can do, right, is in this particular case, I'm going to get a lot of glitter and sparkle. Just the fact that I'm using this glitter pen all over it with all this here. Because originally I was going to do the wash with just regular water, right, versus the glitter pen. So you'll get different looks, right? It almost gives you a tie-dye look and feel. So the other option would be is I'm done with the water, is I would have gone into my pixie dust, right? I actually have glitter, right? That when you use it or spray it, because you can actually spray it too, it looks like pixie dust. It's actually, I use it sometimes when I go on a date with the love of my life. So we see, I just wanted to give it the pink look here with the texture. So we're going to add it just right here. It's going to have to dry a moment because it is wet and it is sort of soft there because I did a lot of it. All right, let's go ahead and do the scarf while that's drying. So yes, I planned on doing it there and there because I wanted glitter on it, right? Those princesses like their glitter. So I'm just squeezing it, make sure I get a lot of fluid like right in here. So you can see whether or not I got a lot of fluid. And if I ran out, then I would just come back later and add whatever I need to do. So I'm just going to do this up. So you can see that's definitely more diluted than a while ago. And that's the beauty of it, right? I just got through picking out yarn with Margaret Mom. And we have different colors. And it's a variegated. And it's, you know, this is what this reminds me of. We got some surprises for the folks at the retreat. Yes, and then we have surprises for everyone for the holiday bingo. So Margaret, Mom, and I have been working on surprising you. All right? That's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy surprising you. Sort of like the person that finally found their... We had a person in our Halloween mystery box that got in there. You have to realize they had a $25 gift certificate, right? That was from us. And anyway, she found it. Oh, we're in sort of loop too, right? Because those were just randomly put in. So we have to relate to people to get back to us so we know who got it. So that's always fun too. Right? It's about creating fun. All right, so there we go. Now we'll have to rinse this, right? Or we'll have to, you can do it even just like on this here. I just got to make sure that all the pink's gone, right? You want to make sure the pink's gone, because when you get to paint with the next or use it again, right, you want to make sure it's clear. So that's all you got to do. That, you can just take some water and clean it on the tip there as well too. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. This one's going to be a little damp as well too, but I'm going to go ahead and put this one on because the hat I'm going to cut. And I'm going to show you what we do. So I do like adding texture, right? That sort of reminds me of what sweaters and stuff would look like. We aren't there yet. We are still in 90-degree weather. You might be in cooler weather, but we are not. And the nice thing about this too is, let's say I put this on here and I decide I want to make it a darker color. That is no big deal to come back over here and do that. Okay? Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm going to cut part of this off. And what I did here is I literally, I'm looking. The reason why I'm cutting this right here is we're going to use this other piece. So like for Winston, I sat there and I did 3 of these. Hers I'm going to do 2. If I feel like I need to go back and do one, I will. And I'm going to cut this off right here as well too. Now this one I can put right on the top. I'm really not too worried. But we're just going to do this just like right here. I'm going to save that a moment. And then we're going to cut this one off over here. So see, this is how this is going to go. Like this here. And so we do have some fuzzy trim. Yeah, I guess you call it trim. It's ribbon, but it's like real fuzzy. It's with the North Pole. And then actually, you can easily get the fuzz off that. Now see how that's going to look right there? And I'm just going to put this right up here. Okay. In fact, I'm just going to leave this at the moment because this is still sort of wet. Let me go ahead and just do this here. I'm not going to have a second one. I'm going to be sure to go back and do another one. So yeah, so what I did is on his, I reversed it, right? So like I'm putting this here, right here. Then on the opposite, I would set up there, and this part here would actually be the pink, and this would be the neutral color here. All right, so we're going to put this on. So yeah, I don't know about you, but I always like choices, right? I'm not locked in, so I think this is still sort of wet because it's not quite sticking there. But anyway, we're going to get it there. I'm just going to put this right here. I just need a little bit of glue right here for it to hold on. Some of this you do need a glue, okay? Now I'm just going to put it right here. Alright, so you can see how this is shaping up. And I don't know what day she gets to do her art program. So she just got the notification. So I'm not sure what day it is. I know on Tuesdays she goes to her gifted program. I forget what they call it. But now she's going to have the art gifted program. She said she thought she was going to get to do it every day in the afternoon toward the end of the day. I'm not sure. I think I would have to ask her mom for the specifics for sure. Okay, so I'm just going, I know I'm going to cover this, but it's okay. I'm going to make another one. I may not make it right now because I was just thinking it's not going to turn out the way I wanted to without doing it. Alright, so see how I'm adding my own texture. Now, you see how that is off just a little bit? Well, if it bothers you, then just take your snips and trim it. Okay? Nobody knows. It's sort of like sewing or anything else, right? If you have something, you go, it's an opportunity for creativity. And that's all I'm going to do is come and trim it, alright? So you don't sweat it, right? We get all excited and sweat it. Alright, so see how that's shaping up right there? Now we're going to put it right across here, just like I did his. And I'm just going to add some glue on the back of here to glue it down, just like we did the other. So what's nice is this really folds right there, right? So that all, when you die cut this, it does that all on its own. Let's see, you can see it's got texture right there. Again, that's from the die itself, right? It does that. I didn't do that, it did it itself. And I'm just going to put it on right there. Now I will say, he will most likely say, why is he getting something? And I'm going to tell him because Papa Bear says he gets something and his sister gets something. Which we do try to, but usually it's been a little different for school, right? Alright, so I do have more things, right? Okay, so this here, instead of, because this is all geared toward, right? Sugar and spice, everything nice. I could do that, right? That'll work. And then I'll do something else. So I put wishing you the happiest days. So I'm going to go ahead and do sugar and spice, everything nice, but it's not going to have bacon, spirits bright, or seasons eatings, right? Because this is a gift. So we're going to add something else to the, like we did for her. But sugar and spice and everything nice will work just fine if it will fit. Ooh, well, I might have to do it sideways. Okay, that's okay. His fit perfectly in there. You know what? We're going to do it on the back side first. Let's see how we like it. And we're going to see if I like pink or the strawberry slush. Because we do have, yeah, so when you don't have the right size, just do it at an angle, right? Alright, so we're going to do both colors to see what we like best. So if you're out there, you can definitely let me know which color you like best. Okay, we're going to see if how well this works and how well we like this. I'm going to stamp it up here. Okay, sugar and spice, everything nice in that color. And then we're going to do it in this color here. Let me put that right over here. There. So this would be, like I said, if I had not done this, and like I did here, I would have just stamped it. Or I would have, yeah, I would have just stamped it, and then I would have just sat there, put some glue on it, and I just put some regular glitter on there. But that worked just fine. Alright, so it gives you the different choices and colors, right? Because we're going to have, keep in mind, we're going to have a lollipop over. Let's go ahead and go with this. I'm going to stay with the pink. I'm going to stay with a soft pink. All right. That's the side here. Because we can do whatever we want to do, right? That's what it's about. And do whatever we want to do. Okay, so let me go ahead and make sure I've stamped this off here. Because I didn't. Oh, there it is. Yay. You know, you clean up, and sometimes you clean up so well, you can't find anything. That was a concern I had about this, was whether or not I had done this. Yes, because this, I had been up late, right? I was up to make sure I got my nutcrackers. I don't know if you got the nutcrackers, but I made sure to get my nutcrackers kit. I got all 3 of the new kits because I like them all and I'll use them all. Because easily the nutcrackers I can do for cards for kids in the hospital, and I really envision making that into bookmarks, right? It'd be easy to make that into bookmarks. And then I got the one, right, that's reminds me of what they do the junk journals nowadays. It looks small like that. So I don't know. I want to try it out and see how that is. So yes, I was up late crafting, right? Getting stuff ready, cutting paper. I don't mind cutting paper late at night. It's just I don't want to have to test my brain late at night. So, all right. So what I did right here is I just put this up on dimensionals. That's what we're going to do here. And then what I did from there is we got, and his does not have a sucker on the outside or a lollipop. Here hers is, but I know he doesn't like them, so I'm not going to worry about it because he doesn't like them. There's a number of things he doesn't like. In fact, it's more like we know more of what he likes because it's that limited. That's what makes it special, right? All right, so this is definitely a bit different because his wording was shorter. So when we get through, we'll compare it and show the differences. So we're just going to put this right across here just like this. And then I have the bling, but let's also put our... So I actually did this in 2 colors too. I just want to show you. So this is a little bit smaller when you poke this out. This larger piece like this is actually for the peppermint. Okay. So what I have here is I have this, and I wanted this to be pink, and it might be too much pink. We can go with a darker pink, right? I just want this to come over here for her. All right. So we can do this color. So if you're out there, let me know which color you like, whether you like the lighter pink or the darker one, which is actually strawberry slush, right? It's all about choices, right? I'm going to go ahead, and to let you say something, I'm going to go ahead and go with this one just because it's a little bit darker. You can still use the other. And if you tell me you like the light pink, all I'm going to do is flip it over and put the light pink on. That's all I got to do. Because this is not glued down yet. Right? And so if you go right now, there's one thing about Stampin' Up, they're always spot on whatever's going on. If you go out right now, you will see they have got Christmas stuff. One of my favorite stores has Christmas stuff. They have gingerbread, people all over the place. Everything from traditional colors for the holidays to pink, right? All the subtle ones. So this one's just going to go over here like this. Okay? And like I said, if you pop up there and give me what you like, I will sit there and add it. And this one here, I was just going to add down here. Again, so if you told me, Judy, I like the light pink better, all I would do is flip it over, right? And we would do it on the other side. So, it's, I always tell people, don't sweat the small stuff. That's small stuff. You can flip stuff over, change it. You actually stamp in correctly, right? You just flip it over and use the other side. Now, what I like about this is we can actually put some bling in here in the middle if we want to. And we also can put that Wink of Stella, right? Give it that extra sparkle with Wink of Stella. And I'm just going to put this on with dimensional. So yes, so even if you said, Judy, I think, that's fine. Dimensionals are easy to tug and pull up if you change your mind and want to do something different. That is one thing I like about it. Just be careful not to mess up the paper underneath. But right, if it's underneath, nobody's going to know but you and the person that was watching. Let's see. Let's get some contrasting color down here. Okay. All right, and let me get some Wink of Stella on here right now so it can be drying. Yeah, this one isn't down yet. So I'm just going to come around, put Wink of Stella all around this. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I think the other thing this would be is if you took that Halloween, trying to think what color you would call that. If you took that Halloween little bag, that would be really cute as well too. Alright, so here is our bling that we're going to add here. See how nice it's going to look? Just going to give a little sparkle. We don't have it, but I can add the blue. So let's add some blue here, because I know that's one of our favorite colors. And yes, we do. I'm just going to start in the center, right? And we'll spread out from there. So you actually have 3 sizes on here. So doesn't this just remind you of what you see out there with all the sparkle, all this different colors? Okay, so we're going to finish this here, and then we're going to sit there and build on the inside. I'm actually going to do this here, and then I'm actually going to put some little ones in between. I think that would be cool. You know, the other thing would be cool too is they did have the, that's in pink, but they don't. But you know what we can do? You can color this. So any of this stuff that you don't have the color that you want, you can actually go in and just add it, right? Let's get that up a little bit more. All right. But what I can put on the top up there, instead of some fuzzy stuff, which I do have some fuzzy stuff, like I said, from it, I can actually put this right up here. Might as well trim it a little. Let me just trim off a smidgen. A smidgen. It's just a little bit, right? And if it's not enough of a smidgen, just go back and do it again. Just gonna put it right there. See how that works? Ta-da! All right, and I'm just gonna put some little ones right here. And then we're going to go to the inside. Now hers, because I didn't have what he had, right? Okay, that might be too much blue. Let's go with the other then. Let's see how this looks. Oh yeah, I like that better. Yeah, so you have to let me know what you like. And we're just going to come right here and this one, do the same thing. I just want a lot of sparkle, right? For the girls, I always give them a lot of sparkle because they like sparkle. If you don't believe me, just check out some of the pictures we've posted through time. It's usually sparkly stuff everywhere. Now, we could sit there and put something in the centers right here, but I'm not. I'm just going to go ahead right now, and I'm going to put this up on a dimensional. We're just sort of going to tuck it to the side, and then we're going to go to the inside, right? Yeah, so you look at all the gumdrops and everything out there. They've all got like little sparkly, right, stuff on them. I'm thinking heat embossing with some sprinkles would be good. All right, so we're going to put that right there, and we got that right there, all right? So there we go. And we can put some on the scarf if we want to. We're just going to leave it at this for the moment. All right, so hers is going to be a little bit different than his because hers is going to flip up and his flips the other way. So hers is going to flip open right here. Oop, I didn't think about that. All right, so when I told you it'll be give, there you go. And it just means that we have to be sure that that is tucked right there. Now, if you don't want it there, here would be the other option. We could come and put it down here, right? I'm still going to leave it up here, okay? That's because how I wanted it originally. So, because we're going to open this, right, this is going to be just like his. So we actually took this 1-inch piece right here, and this is a natural. Now his I tucked under. Let me show you what I did here. His I actually, see how we're going to put this right here, and I could tuck hers under just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down after I stamp it, and we're stamping on here thinking of you, because I am thinking of each of them. Right? So right, when we create, we can create whatever we want to create. That's the beauty of it all. I was looking for my other block there. And that's what I like, right? I like the fact that I can do what I want to do, right? So I'm going to still stamp it in the same color that I did the other. And again, right, if you mess up for some reason, all you gotta do is flip it over and just do it on the other side. Nobody will know unless you tell them, or unless they watch the video or something like that, right? Which, if you create, you might not be doing a video, right? So it won't matter anyway. All right, so I'm gonna do that, and we're just gonna put this down. So we're gonna glue it down right now, and then what I'm gonna do is, I didn't score this. I did on his. I scored his. So I didn't score hers, but that's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and glue hers down, and all we're going to do is fold it over, and it's going to be just fine. Okay? That's why I always say, don't sweat the small stuff. Now on hers, again, here's just all the brown. On hers, I didn't. So on hers, we're going to do something a little bit different. Let's get this down right here. I want to make sure she knows we're thinking of her too. She knows it, but, you know, not that little kids at 4 would compare to their older sibling, but hey, just in case. All right, so this is what we did when we created this for right here. We actually added, I know it's 2 inches by a smidgen. Let's see here. This is 2 inches by 2 inches. And I'm going to do this one just a little bit more because I use tear and tape. If you use glue, you can easily just put a thin line, right? But if you use tear and tape, it's going to be a little bit thicker. So you want to add for that. So yes, they're getting money in the center there. So they're getting money and a gift card. Money is usually what I do, and then I usually just do the gift card because we can. All right. So I'm just going to take this pretty paper. It's Christmas paper, but you know what? It's got all the pink in there. And it's like, you know what, this would fit perfect. And I'm looking. What did I do with that? Oh, okay, I put everything. So I was going to say, this is what happens when you are late at night, waiting for new stuff to come out. Okay, so I'm going to do 2, let's see what it said. I'll measure that again. I wanted it just to be a smidgen bigger. It was easier. Yep, just a minute. Let's see here. Now his has got more caps in it. I haven't decided if I'm going to add more caps to hers or not. So I'm going to use 2 1/4. All right. I just need something to hold the money. So I'm going to use 2 1/4. Yeah, so I'm waiting for something to come in today. And then, so I'm just going to come down here. I want 2 1/4 in width, right? And I just need 2 inches. So I'm just going to come down to 2 inches. Because that's all right. I don't want to like swap all the paper around. You know, I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to flip it around. I'm thinking to myself, yep, I'm going to come right here to 2 inches. And then I'm just going to finish cutting it this way here. I'm making sure I didn't mess up on that. Already at 2 inches. I need to be at 2 1/4. I know. Lack of sleep will like do things to you, right? Because you got to keep in mind when stuff goes live at midnight, it's mountain time and I'm in central time. So that makes a difference. Alright. But that just shows you how much I wanted it. Okay. Not that it's supposed to sell out, but you know, if things do sell out, right, then I can't get it. Alright, so it still fits within where I want it. See, I wanted it to fit right here, okay? So all I'm going to do is take my tear and tape. And we're only going to do it on 3 sides, right? Oh, yeah. So, yes, a 4-year-old does not get the same money amount as a 8, almost 9. Oop. It doesn't matter. Yeah, for whatever reason, I always gave him $5 whenever he did really something good. So, and I gave it in a $5 bill form. So he right now only thinks in that term. So I have to make sure I have a $5 bill because I gave him a $1 bill before and he gave it back to me because it wasn't a $5 bill. And then I didn't have, only had ones, and then the only other thing I had was a 10. And I said, well, I'll give you a 10, your dad can give me change. And he goes, that's not a $5 bill. So Nana has to make sure when she sits and does this, I get the stuff right. Right? It's not about me, it's about them, and I have to think of what level they're at. They're fun, right? Everybody grows up. You get to talk about them as they get older. And yet they have so many witnesses that go, yeah, that's how it was. That's what you did. All right, so I just make sure I got it up here, right? So I put my money there. And then I can put another hat on here. I haven't decided on hers if I am or am not. Let's see, I sort of stuck to that somehow. Oh, it's the paper right here. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it here. So I didn't score this one like the other. But you know what? All you got to do is line your gingerbread people up like this. And you can take it here and you can take your bone folder. And it'll just work, okay? It'll work. So don't sweat the small stuff. If you don't score it, there's still a way to work around it. All right, so we've got this much done. All right, so it's ready to put money in there. So the last parts I have for like is something on the inside, which just this I don't have to. I can do this right here. So this is very vanilla, so I can stamp directly on here. And let me see, I did little gingerbread people, which I didn't bring that with me, but that's okay. We're going to at least get her gift card up here. So in hers is going to be up here like this instead of the side pocket, right? So I have my punch here. You can use a punch. If you don't have a punch, just get a quarter or something like that and just draw a circle around where you want it. And I've done that before. I'm just going to use the punch because I can. Actually, I could most probably use this on that right there. Okay, and I'm just going to do this up here with tearing tape. And again, I made sure, right? So just check and make sure your gift card is the size you need. That this would here. So I actually took the gift card people are getting to go to their favorite place to get a treat. And let's see. Yeah, so yeah, I did this. We've done different things for all of our grandchildren, right? They're just at different ages. So right now we just have 2 young ones. The teenagers, right? If I send one to one teenager just because, which I will for Halloween, right? Because those two, it's 15 and 16-year-old, it's all about money or fast foods or places they can get their favorite drinks. So yes, I usually do. I usually give them something for Halloween, so everybody will get something for Halloween, including a handmade Halloween card. And then people get stuff for their report cards. Alright, so I'm just going to put hers here. So hers is just going to be right up here. Now I have leftover pieces, right, that I could easily add. This I could add, but that's not right size, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Not going to worry about that. Let's see what we can have left here that I can work with if there's anything I want to work with. Alright, so I have this one here. That's the reverse of the other one. Or I could do this here. No, that's too dark. That's too pink. All right, let's go right here. This is, here we go. We can do this right here, though. We can. Let's just do this one. I don't want to waste any of these, right? Okay, so I'm just going to put this one in here. So, right, you have choices. I can either do the one with the white ring all around it, or I can do this. And I can still use that pink. So right, so his is going to have one thing, hers is going to have a little bit different. Now hers, I will go and get the little miniature gingerbreads. Now it's in a different set, right? It's in hand-baked or handmade baking stuff. And I'm going to do this here, and I'll just put my Wink Castilla, give it a little sparkle, right? Wink Castilla, yes, and I'm going to get my hair totally trimmed tomorrow. Tomorrow's hair day. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm just going to put this here. Again, we don't have... I'm looking, it's not really small enough to go right there in the middle, but I could bet you I can find a little gem or whatever to put right here in the middle. And I'm just going to put this down here. Just trying to think what I stamped on the inside of his. What did I stamp on the inside of... Oh, I hand wrote. Okay, I'm handwriting is what I'm doing. Okay, cool. Beans. So with her... Even though she doesn't, I don't know if she reads cursive or not. She's so smart. I'm not sure if she does cursive or not. But hers is going to be in cursive writing. His is print. because he's learning his letters, right, and his numbers. So I'm going to make sure it's at his level. Hers should be here. I'm just going to put this here. And this one here, I'm not going to waste any of this, man. I'm going to make sure I use every bit of this stuff if I can. Alright, so this one's actually a little bit bigger, right? This is the one that actually came from the actual piece of peppermint candy. I'm just going to put it on top of here. Because I can, right? Because I can. And put some sparkle here. Okay. And then we're done, because all I'm doing is handwriting a message on the inside. Telling her what a great job she did, that we're excited, right? We always create together when we're together anyway. But, right, it's so nice to be able to send something. Because I have to tell you, I got some happy mail this past two people I got happy mail within a week. How exciting is that? Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry a moment so you can see how this is going to go. It's very pink, right? So we're going to do here sugar and spice, everything nice. Here's what I'm doing on the inside. So it's got our favorite little colors in there. So there'll be some moolah in there. And then we open it up and she'll have the gift card in this right here and a handwritten note. So I hope you enjoyed that, right? So here's, like I said, what I did for him. And I did this for paper pumpkin. So I used the paper pumpkin stamps. This is the alternative that we do for our customers. And so if you want it and everything on you or a customer of mine with paper pumpkin, then you will be getting PDF tutorials. I do it with a group. So you get about 5 to 6 tutorials every month. We're using the stamp set beyond the kit, showing you to continue using your stamp sets beyond it. Sometimes we think of just the kit. Here's his on the inside. Here's hers on the inside. And then here's his on the inside. Whoop, whoop. All right. And you see his is printed. And here's hers on the inside. So there you go. Creating our own texture when we don't have it. That's what we did in the background here. Did it on the scarf with a wash. This came already like that, and we just added that bling. And that's what makes it so special, right? Because we know we're giving it to someone, and we keep it in mind as we create what they may like. So I hope you enjoy this, right? It's all about creating, sharing, and giving, and making a difference in someone's life, whether it's some of your special peeps, or it's your friends, or if it's even a stranger, right? It's all about just going out there and making a difference. Stamping out that loneliness, right? There are a lot of people that are lonely, so it's a good way to touch them, remember, and remind them that you're thinking of them. And we got Halloween this month, so definitely I have treat boxes. I already know I'm going to have 155 trick-or-treaters, so I have to get my pass-it-on cards going to be able to put in with the goodie bags that I give them. So a lot of exciting things going on this month. So have an amazingly blessed week. And if you enjoyed this today, you can check out the details later. I also have this posted on YouTube, and you also can check out my store. And if you wanted to get the gingerbread or anything else, or I tell you what, I wouldn't want to miss out on the nutcrackers and the new kits as well too, right? So I want to thank you for supporting us not only here, but also on Instagram and YouTube. With that, go out there, create, share, and give, and have a blessed week. Bye.